How are you? Good
I'm
morning.
great. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us today.
I had no choice. Fred handcuffed me to the chair. He said, "Do this or do this." I had no choice. So, but I told Fred, the pleasure is mine.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Well, we're just a couple of weeks away from that third fight. The fighters will see each other on the ring. And you obviously weren't there for the first two, but I was wondering what was the process for you to get yourself involved into this, into a deeper level, to study, disseminate what Golovkin did good and made him successful in those two fights against Canelo? Or are you going at this like as a clean sheet, a clean slate? What was the process for you to get ready, Golovkin, for this fight?
I mean, for me, it's just a matter of studying. I mean, I don't have to do too much studying with Canelo because I've seen him so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Just like nobody have to do a lot of studying for Triple G. Once you see somebody over the years so many times, you learn ways how to fight them. You know what I'm saying? So so for me, I don't have to go look at his first two fights and study that. Okay, what can we do here? What can we do there? I remember the fights, but I think both guys fight extremely different from the first two times they fought each other. I think both guys are different. Canelo, when established himself since that fight, since those two fights, Canelo went and established himself in boxing as a hardcore, bigger puncher. I mean, he wasn't known as a puncher before that fight. He wasn't known as jumping up weight classes, since the last time they fought. So he was more so just a mover and boxer when they first fought. Now he's a bigger guy. He's coming towards bigger guys. He knocked out a light heavyweight, former light heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that both fighters are significantly different coming into this trilogy fight.
Now, Canelo is coming off of a loss. This is only the second one in his career. They came in at a very different times of his career, and I'm pretty sure he's taking this one as a different way that he took the one with Mayweather. Some say that he had been distracted and probably lost the sense of what made him successful. So does that worry you at some level, that the loss might have refocused his attention and made him even more dangerous? Or is that something that maybe we're overthinking?
I mean, I let the media suggest all that. That doesn't mean anything to me. He's the fighter. He lost the fight. And yeah, he want to come back and show that he could win. But I don't think I don't think that make him less or more vicious. I think Canelo is the same no matter where you put him, whether he coming off a win or coming off a loss. I think he approach every fight the same. He wants to win every fight he gets into.
You did talk about them being different, 4 years apart, and obviously Golovkin, a lot has been said about his age. How do you feel him? How do you see him? You've been part of his, training this past 3 years, 4 years. How has it been for you, the way that you see him now that he nears the end of his career?
I mean, so far so good. He's still looking good. I mean, he's not walking in the gym with a cane. He's not coming in with a wheelchair. So I think you got so much media focused on his age because that's just an old way they used to do things in boxing. When you come a certain age, it's time to hang it up. If that was the case, Bernard Hopkins never would have did what he did if he was to listen to all the media. George Foreman never would have did what he did had he listened to all the media. Some fighters can perform at a late age, some fighters can't. That's the bottom line to it. You know, and I think Golovkin's one of the guys. As he get older, he still can perform.
What do you learn from Canelo's last fight against Bivol, and what do you think Golovkin could use in his favor? I mean, we talk about boxing. Like Golovkin, does he need to box more against Canelo? Does he need to just, I don't know. I'm just thinking about the way that Bivol just overwhelmed Canelo at some point. I know the weight difference made a big impact maybe in Canelo's, but do you think that Golovkin could use some of that that Bivol used against him?
I think Bivol and Canelo is two different fighters. I mean, Bivol and Triple G, two different fighters. Mm-hmm. It would be foolish of me to look at Bivol and say, what can I learn from this? Bivol and G is two different fighters. Canelo lost to two people. Three if you want to be correct. But the two people he lost to was not punches. You know, so that's the bottom line to it. But I think G and I know what needs to happen in the fight. But looking at Bivol and say, okay, this is the blueprint, this is what we need to do to beat Canelo, I think that'd be crazy. Because again, G and Bivol are two different fighters. And Canelo's not even gonna approach G like he approached Bivol. So Canelo's not gonna fight G like he fought Bivol. So it would be crazy for G to come in and fight like Bivol, and Canelo's gonna be totally different.
This rivalry isn't shy of controversy. I mean, there's always something that was said on the first fight. There was a lot said on the second fight. What needs to happen now for this to be over and finally put all that talk to rest?
I mean, the only thing that needs to happen is what's gonna happen. Two fighters go meet in the center of the ring on the 17th of September, and they go squash whatever. If one have a beef and the other one have a need to win, or either way it goes, they go squash whatever they have on the 17th. That's the beauty to me of the sport of boxing, is that once all the talk is done, you can meet in the center of the ring and handle what you gotta handle.
And I know Golovkin doesn't like talking much about retirement, but maybe neither do you. But do you see Triple G acting like someone who's close to retirement based on your own experience? It hasn't been long since you retired, but do you see him maybe picking up on some things that maybe he's ready to take that next step in his life, or do you see him going at this for a couple of more years?
I'll tell you, I wouldn't be in camp if I seen somebody ready to retire. I would kindly tell him that I must go home now, because I'm wasting my time. If I'm in camp with somebody looking like they need to retire, I'm wasting my time. I'm not doing this for the kicks and giggles. This is passion for me. So if you're not showing the same passion or more passion, then I don't want anything to do with it. You know, so if that was the case, I wouldn't be here right now.
Jonathan, when was the time that you realized that it was time to hang it up?
I don't know. I didn't.
So you're ready to go right now?
Yeah, I'm in shape.
Awesome.
You give me a fight date, I'll be ready.
So have you?
I get what you're saying and what you're alluding to, but it is certain times you in camp and you look at a fighter, and he may not be ready to retire, but you need to let him know, like, bro, it's time to let this go. You know, like, take for instance, a lot of the greats, they didn't fall apart on fight night. You know, that Muhammad Ali versus Spinks, the second one, the Ali versus Larry Holmes. I mean, you've seen something in the gym to say, like, bro, we need to let this go. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe a fighter grow old on fight night. That's just me personally. I don't think so. I think they grow old over time like everybody else, and it shows in the gym that this man, he just don't have what he needs to be successful right now.
When you see fighters like Mike Tyson, Holyfield, trying to make a comeback, even if it is an exhibition fight, what are your thoughts about that?
I think it's great for the sport. You know, you got a lot of fans of these guys that just want to see them do something in the ring. And if they could do something without getting hurt, and they can go like 8 to 10 rounds and put on a good show and have fans on their feet, I think it's good for the sport. You know, I think that I don't think just because you walk in the ring and knock somebody out, that's not going to continue to advance the sport. I think what they doing, honestly, is a good service for the sport. They being safe, they not on the street, and they conducting everything in the center of the ring. I don't see the issue with them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jonathan. I mean, lastly, if you want to send a message out there just for this big fight that we're hoping to, you know, that it ends in the best way possible for both fighters. Just one last message for the people that are watching this right now.
Triple G will be successful on the night of the 17th. Triple G will leave the ring with his head held high, just like he walked to the ring. And he would, you know, once he leave, he will have a belt over his shoulder, a belt around his waist, and a belt over the other shoulder.
Would that mean that we're gonna have to wait for a fourth fight then? Just to break that tie?
I don't think it's a tie right now. And I think Canelo stayed away this long for a reason. And if this is hard as he thinks it's gonna be, ain't nobody gonna come to work on Monday. You ain't gotta worry about nobody coming to work on Monday. You ain't gotta worry about that. Canelo will be relaxing on Monday. He would not be talking about coming to work.
Thank you, Jonathan. It was a pleasure talking to you, man.
Pleasure's all mine.
Take care.